Welcome back to my channel, Average Steven. I hope you're rocking because you know I am. So, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and cook an old-time favorite, something that my parents used to cook for me when I was a kid. This is kind of comfort food for me, you know, it kind of brings me back to home. This is what we call American Chop Suey. It's kind of like goulash, but not exactly. It is its own thing. But it's what my parents have always called American Chop Suey. So stay tuned. Watch what happens. Yes, I know I'm a mess. I ran this morning. I've been working out in the yard. I didn't take a shower after I ran because I knew I was just going to only get hot and sweaty in South Georgia in June. So I didn't shower. I didn't get ready for the day. So I'm sure you can bear with it. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. These are the ingredients: elbow macaroni, stewed tomatoes, tomato sauce, tomato paste. It's usually a pound of hamburger, but I had some left over from making some hamburgers before, so I just went ahead and throw that on there to make it a little more meatier. You got onions and bell peppers. Some people like the sweet peas in it. Some people don't. I love the frozen sweet peas in it. Your seasonings, I got onion and garlic and black pepper and sea salt, and that's really all it is. But let me tell you, it is a great meal. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so I got my water boiling for my noodles, my elbows, and I'm working on a hamburger right now. And yeah, I know it's a big pot for a pound of noodles, but all this that I'm doing right here is all going to go in there, so it'll work out great. You'll see. So y'all doing okay? Is it hot where you're at? Let me tell you, this is June. I don't know when I'm actually going to post this video, but this is June, and let me tell you, it is some hot outside. And the thing about it, like I said, I'm in South Georgia, so we get really hot, and you need to make sure that you take plenty of rest breaks. You know, make sure that you get some shade, and get indoors, drink plenty of fluid. You know, the bear has caught me twice, and if you don't know what the bear is, consider yourself lucky. The bear is where the heat overcomes you to the point where not heat stroke, but what's the other one? I can't think of it right now. Anyway, so it's got me twice in my career. You know, I'm 60 years old. It's got me twice, which, you know, I'm pretty proud of that because, I mean, I do a lot of work outside. You know, in the military and everything, I do a lot of work outside, and I consider myself very fortunate. I've been in the desert, you know, worked out in 120 degree weather, you know, and over in the tropics, Okinawa, man, I loved Okinawa. Working over there, and you know, it's very tropical, but it also gets hot there too. So, you know, you can't sneeze at that. As you see, I'm just adding some seasoning on this. You know, you just kind of wing it. That's all. You just kind of wing it. Give it your best shot. Season it to the taste. But, you know, it's been a while since I've cooked this, but I've cooked it so many times, it's embedded in my memory. So anyway, one time the bear got me. I was in an attic replacing a water heater, and it just came on me really hard. I mean, I was fortunate enough to get downstairs into the air conditioning, And the people were gracious enough to wait until the next day for me to go back up in the attic. They didn't insist on me getting their water heater hooked up, so I was really appreciative of that. And I need to add the onions and the bell peppers. Yes, I cheat. I buy onions like this. And yes, I cheat again. I buy bell peppers like this. You don't need to use a whole container. You know, you can if you want to. We're going to let those cook in. You don't want those too overcooked. That's why I put them in late. So people were gracious enough to allow me to come back the next morning and finish off their water heater, because I was done. I mean, I came straight home, cranked up the AC, and did fluids, for the rest of the night, and called it an early night actually, because the heat will tire you out. It'll make you tired. So you got to be really careful of the heat. The second time though, and they weren't very far apart. I want to say they were in the same year, if not back-to-back years. It's been a couple of years ago. I was digging up the sewer line with some other people, and we had to hand dig it because there was so much stuff in the ground. Power wires, gas line, cable, telephone, so much stuff in the ground that we had to hand dig it. And let me tell you, that South Georgia clay is no joke, right? It is hard. I mean, it is hard. At some times, in some places, you actually have to use a pick in order to dig, because it is so hard to shovel. It just laughs at a shovel. Okay, so you have to dig it, with a pick. Sometimes it's really hard. It was really hot that day, and we didn't have a lot to dig. Maybe 40 feet. There was like 4 or 5 of us, maybe 40 feet. But man, I was digging, going along, just doing my normal thing, and yeah, it was hot. Yeah, I had a hat on, because we don't want to burn the old scalp because we are thinning. Not only that, you don't want to burn your face. So I had a hat on, and we were taking breaks. Not all that frequent, but frequent enough. We were taking breaks, and while I was digging, I started getting chills, and I was like, well, this has never happened to me before. I've never gotten chills in the middle of the daytime. So, I mean, my brain automatically told me this is not good, okay? This is not good. And so I was in charge. So I told everyone, I said, come on, let's go take a break, and go over and sit in the shade for a little while. So we went over and sat in the shade for a little while, and 20, 30 minutes, because you have to take that long of a break to let your body temperature come back down. And we went back out there, and I went back out there and started digging again. And I'll be dang if I didn't get the chills again. I was like, okay, this is it for me. And then I got home. We went back the next day and finished the sewer line. It wasn't, and we did it in the morning. And I got home and I Googled chills in the middle of the day. Let me tell you, I was so close to heat stroke. So close to heat stroke. I can't tell you how close my body was to shutting down. I consider myself very lucky that it didn't do that. Heat is no joke, and I've always known it's no joke, but I really didn't think I was that hot, But again, I'm 60 years old, I was probably 58, 57 at the time, but still, I'm in my late 50s. I'm no longer 30, 40 years old anymore. So you need to take this kind of stuff a little more seriously. But yeah, I was so close to falling out with heat stroke. I had no idea. I knew I was in trouble, I just didn't think I was in that kind of trouble. So the onions are almost translucent. I'm going to let it cook for a few minutes longer. I'm going to show it to you. It just looks like, hamburger with onions and bell peppers in it, colorful bell peppers. The water isn't quite boiling yet. I'm probably going to change burners, put this one in the back, and put the water over here so I can start getting my noodles going. My macaroni. I don't want to add the other stuff until my vegetables are done though, because otherwise they won't really cook a whole lot more. I can tell you, I'm sure that I'm telling you that's going to be very tasty with the seasoning that I put on it. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to add garlic. I need to put some garlic in there. Very hot. Very hot. Well, that would be why I couldn't open it, because brand new. It still has a seal on it. I like garlic, okay? So I put two spoons of it, okay? And for some reason, I'm always leaving garlic out, so I'm going to go ahead and put this away right now. You'll probably see this video before you're going to see my shop video. I am so close to getting my shop 100%. I'm wiring it right now. I just picked up my table saw yesterday. I paid $200 for a old Delta table saw, and the reason why I wanted an old Delta table saw is because, first of all, Delta is a very good name and woodworking tools. They really have made a name for themselves over the years. Solid, rugged, long-lasting. I paid $200 for this table. It's solid. I can throw a piece of 4x8 plywood on it and it doesn't move, It's really a great table saw. And I was fortunate enough to score one for $200. I was driving on the road and, you see yard sale signs and whatnot, but when it says yard sale, tools, you got to pull the car around and go back and check that out. So he wasn't actually selling that as part of his yard sale, but I was talking to the gentleman. He was moving out of his house, selling his house and selling off all of his woodworking tools, and I asked him, I said, can I look at your woodworking shop? And he's like, yeah, it's just right here. And what he did, he just covered up a patio, and that's his woodworking shop. Very, very minimal, just enough to get by with kind of thing. And I said, what are you going to do with your table saw? He said, well, I was trying to give it to my kids, but they don't want it. So, I guess I'm going to have to sell it. I said, well, how much do you want for it? He said, if you give me $200, $100 now, and $100 when I get done with it, because I'm not done with it yet, he said, you can take it. I'll sell it to you. I said, deal. I didn't have a $100 bill with me at the time, but I said, I'll be back This was a Saturday. I said, I'll come back tomorrow and give it to you tomorrow. He said, tomorrow's church day. I'm not going to be around tomorrow. I said, well, then I'll see you on Monday. He's like, okay, if it's still here, then you can get it. I was like, okay. I really, for some reason, wasn't really too concerned about it. And so I went by Monday, laid $100 on him. He called me. This is now Sunday. He called me on Thursday and said that it was ready. That he was done with it, and he was ready for me to pick it up. And so I went over there and picked it up yesterday with a friend of mine. We picked it up together because it's heavy. One person can't do it. So get it all put in my shopper and everything, and I've already started using it. So I am really excited about having my woodworking shop going. I have some things I'm working on right now. You'll see those in my woodworking videos. So yeah, between my running and my getting my house straight, I bought a canopy, 10 by 10 canopy, so I can. They have a yard sale at a local area on the last Sunday of the month, and people are out there just selling trinkets and stuff. So I'm going to try and sell some of my woodworking stuff, but also I want to sell some of the stuff out of my house that I don't need anymore. I don't use anymore. I haven't touched in 20 years, you know. So why do I need to keep on hanging on to it? So I'm going to get rid of a lot of that stuff too. So I am really trying to get my house streamlined and get my woodworking business going. So, and also, you know, keep my master plumbing business going. All right. While I wait for the noodles to catch up, I believe it's ready for us to add our tomatoes and our tomato sauce and our tomato paste. Okay, so I'm going to add the stewed tomatoes first. You got to drain them just a little bit. Okay? You want to get all the goodness out of it, but you want to drain those. And then you want to add the tomato sauce. All right, then you're going to mix all that up. Woo, starting to come together. Once I put it with the noodles, then I'll add the paste. Okay, I don't want to add the paste yet. I want to add it once I put it with the noodles. And the reason for that is that the paste is made to make it stick to the noodles. So I'm going to add it once I put the noodles in there. And that's also when I add the peas. Is once I add it to the noodles, is when I add the peas. I don't because the peas are already cooked. All you have to do is heat them up. So while I'm waiting for the noodles to finish cooking, I'm going to take another break. All right, so the noodles are ready. I'm going to go ahead and strain those out. This is partially boiling, so I've been stirring this and keeping this hot because you want this hot before you mix it with the noodles. Okay. I don't have a colander, so this is what I'm going to use. Again, Howard Stephen. Okay, so we get by with what we got. So let's go ahead and strain out those noodles, macaronis. I'll get you a little closer. Works as well as the colander. Put them back in the pot. All right, let me get you back over here. So now, we're going to see Houdini take this and dump it in there without making a mess. Woo! Look at that! Woo! Look at them mad skills. So let's go ahead and mix it all up. So today is Father's Day. I'm not a father. I don't have any kids, you know. Somebody want to argue with me that, you know, I've got 3 dogs. You know, yeah, you're a father to the dogs. Well, I'm their caretaker. You know, I don't consider dogs kids. I think it's an insult to kids when people call their pets their kids. No, your pets are your responsibility, but I don't think they're your kids, because most people, guess what happens when your pets die? You replace them with another pet. When a child dies, you know, some people do replace their child with another child. Yes, there are a few people out there who do that. But you're also not going to sit by your pet's gravesite every day, okay? Talking to your pets, okay? That's just not going to happen. So, as you saw, I added tomato paste, all right? So it's going to make the spaghetti, I'm sorry, not spaghetti, the noodles take on the tomato. So it gives a nice, good color, okay? And after I do this, we're going to add our peas. It's a lot for one person to eat, isn't it? Whew! Heck yeah. You need to go and like and subscribe to this page, okay? And to this right here. And you need to share it so I can build up a good base, because I think I got something to offer. Basically what I have to offer is what everyone else has to offer, but some people like to watch people screw up. So that's what I'm here for. Ooh, look at that color. Look how nice and that has stuck to there. All right. Adds a nice color to it. It adds a great flavor to it. Frozen peas. Don't use a can, use the frozen, because I think frozen tastes more. Not more. Woo! Got me talking Southern down here. Has a better flavor to them than what canned peas do. Canned peas, they boil all the flavor out of them. But frozen peas, they don't get boiled. They don't have all the flavor boiled out of them. So I would much rather have frozen peas. Frozen corn, frozen carrots, whatever it may be. Just my opinion. And yep, everyone has one. Woohoo! Alright, so now I'm just going to let that cook for a little while and get all that warmed up. I'm not going to cover it. I'm going to cook it like it is. So I'll be back later when this is all done for a taste test. I'll be back. All right, so I'm back, and let's take a gander. cover. I covered it because it looked like it was drying out, so I went ahead and covered it. And now look at that. Oh, that looks delicious. Whoops. Let's get you better in the picture. That looks delicious. So, this is what we called American Chop Suey. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a bowl and try this out. I know what it's going to taste. I know what it's going to taste like. It's really hot. It's hot. It's hot on the hand. Comfort food. Just like I used to eat when I was a kid. Really good. Could use this right now. Happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there. Don't forget, keep rocking, because you know I'm going to. Deuces. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. See ya.